Everybody get up on the dance floor and go, and go, and go crazy. And go crazy. And go crazy. And go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the go crazy like a dog dog. Inside homeboy where I come from. Dance on the floor till you go numb. No fighting, no hating, no weird this is O City. All the way to the bay, hit the bass heavy. Catch a case cause it's beating up your Chevy. Catch you moving side to side, getting all sweaty. Make it work it, work it, work it out. Turn the volume up loud. This a draw crowd, make it all shout. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Hit play on the track and I'm ready. Like a quarterback, Tom Brady. Get you all in the frenzy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go crazy. All the way from the O to LA. Go, 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 go crazy. Go, 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 go.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, Scoop Nation? It is 8:04, which means we are right on time to get this party started right. And then it is time for Scoop Nation. We are so glad that you are joining us this evening. We have got a great show. As you can see, we got a special guest this week that we'll introduce here in just a second. Yes, she is one of our faves. So I'm so excited that she's here. But I want to get you guys acquainted with how we do things around here, because we get off and running, and I forgot to be hospitable and tell y'all the rules and regs and expectations. No, it's not all that involved. Just a little bit of information so you know how we like to get down around here. As you see, we're here on social media. We are broadcasting from Facebook, YouTube, and I believe we reshare on Instagram, unless Wynn has got yet another device set up going live from somewhere else on this evening. We're not quite sure. But if you happen to be following us there, I want to get everybody acquainted with how to follow us everywhere. So we encourage you to follow us on YouTube at The Scoop Show. Follow us on Facebook at Real Scoop Show. And you can follow us on IG at Scoop Radio Show. And that way you never miss a replay. You never miss a live broadcast. You always have an opportunity to comment, get in where you fit in, because we want to hear from you. Okay. From those of you who are just tuning in, we also want to know, where are you tuning in from? If you would, please drop your comment section. Let us know how you got involved with Scoop. Did you just happen to scroll on? Did somebody refer you? And where are you watching? Where are you watching from? Just let us know, okay? That's how we reaching out and touching you on this Tuesday. Drop your city in the comment section. And all throughout the show, we want to know your thoughts. What are you thinking about our hot topics, about our main topic? So please, don't be shy. Get real acquainted with the emojis. Get real acquainted with that comment box, okay? Because we want to know what you're
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Okay. Aside from that, I think that's pretty much it as far as how we do things. So I want to say what's up to Miss Shaquita Harris. Y'all, first of all, Shaquita doing ladies first tonight. Shaquita is one of my favorite scoopers. We cut up in the comment section. Okay.
We do.
We don't always agree, but it's always love, because sis is strong-minded just like I am, and it's hilarious. And you guys are gonna tell people about yourself. Tell us why you're here.
Okay. A little bit about myself. I am from Chicago. I am the founder and president of Legacy Mentoring Company. which prepares young women for the future, short version. And I started out doing that at a young age when I was doing it myself as a teenager. I've been like helping teenagers and everything like that since I was a teen myself. So this is my opportunity as an adult to give back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Teens are my favorite people. So you speaking.
And you're one of my favorites too. I love you.
Yes. We're gonna have fun. Hey, Lynn.
I love you too, Wednesday. I call you Wednesday.
Yeah, you
I
do.
call you my friend, man.
No,
I call you my friend.
oh, I'm glad y'all are here. This is gonna be good. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Listen, I said I got Q and Queen at the same night. It's about to be good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fellas, y'all better help me tonight.
Come on in this room.
Fellas, y'all better help
They
me.
ain't got no problem stepping up. They're gonna say something.
Y'all better say something. Don't leave me out here by myself tonight. Oh God. Ooh, Q, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing good. Happy to be here. You know, Tuesday is my fave. So
Absolutely.
my happy place happens within these 3 screens. So yeah, I'm good.
That's cool. All right. So again, as Q said, y'all make sure you hit the share button if you have not already. Tag somebody, let them know to join in. Comment all night. Y'all, we got some, like she said, we got some real hot topics, as well as our second hour is going to be dope. Fire Starter is going to be here tonight. So we got a lot for you tonight. So we're not going to waste a whole lot of time. We're going to go ahead and jump in. So let's go ahead and get to these hot topics. Our hot topics, of course, are brought to you by Bob Shamrock. Bob Shamrock is the Black-owned gas station in Oklahoma City, owned by our very own Kels. It is at 2901 Northwest 10th Street in Oklahoma City. They say you can pull up and fill up, so you can fill up your tank as well as fill up your tank. So fill up your gas tank as well as your stomach. They got some great food. It's a great place to go. I mean, of course, it is a Black-owned business in Oklahoma City, again, at 2901 Northwest 10th Street in Oklahoma City. Go by there and get your fill up. Yeah, go and fill up. So that's who's sponsoring. All right, y'all ready to get into these hot topics?
For sure.
Let's go. This first one. Help your people. Help your people. Help your people, Lord. All right.
Oh,
Ooh, all right. So this first one, she said, do guys ever go to one another, quote, as a man? So first, I'll wait till my turn to address my thoughts on this. Because we are, I believe it. I'm gonna go ahead and start with our guest. Queen, what do you think? We go guess.
So as far as like going to men as a man, I think a lot of dudes hurt in silence. I don't think they just, a lot of them, they just don't want to be associated with doing things that resemble female behavior. So even if they wanted to, they wouldn't, because they just know, like, dude, you're going to be looked at real sideways. So you can either accept the fact that your girl is on some mess and take your L with pride and just, tuck your tail and go. Or you could put on a whole clown show and look even worse. So I think dudes tend to kind of like suffer in silence on that one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. All right, Q.
Yeah, I think coming to another as a man implies a level of calmness and willing to have a conversation and things of that nature, because that's generally that's the starting point that most women come to another woman as a woman. You know what I mean? That's where the energy that's supposed to, we just gonna have a conversation about this and get some things understood. The average man ain't coming to have no conversation once he's figured out those things. So it's either you gonna, like Quita said, we're gonna be quiet about this thing and I'm gonna deal with my woman. You know what I mean? He might make life hell for her, which is perfectly within his that's what he figured out is going on. Okay, do you? But as far as coming to him calmly trying to work, like, what is there to converse about? You know what I mean? Same principle apply when it comes to women. Like, what are you discussing with this person that has nothing to do with your situation? That's how you end up in a fight right there. If you don't come for a fight, that's how you absolutely gonna end up in one. Right, man gonna be like, bro, if you don't get out my damn face. Like, if you don't move around, it's not gonna work for you. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't suggest it. become a trend if it's not if it's not trending. I don't suggest they try it.
Exactly.
Let me say. So as a man, I'm gonna tell you. First of all, I didn't even know what this meant.
Right, a lot of y'all were confused. That was even more
I
funny.
saw that.
First I was like, yeah, we do it all the time. We talk man to man.
And all of us were like, no, baby.
That tells you the problem.
No, honey, no.
I don't think you understand what that means. That means tell you. I was like, oh, I had to go back after I figured out y'all was told.
You have to recant your statement.
We don't do that. No, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing it. No. No,
we don't do that. Yeah.
No. My closest male friends, we've been friends since '98. No, if his wife was cheating, I ain't saw nothing. I'd be like, the best you gonna get out of me is, hey, your wife doing all right? She good? Everything good? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Check the phone, baby? Oh,
right.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I'll see y'all later. Like, that's it. That's all you get.
That's it.
Cross that into that, because like you said, it's inviting a fight. And that's even if it's true, like the male ego just doesn't do too good with being confronted like that.
Yep.
By now trust and believe if later on when he finds out, they're gonna be like, so you mean to tell me you knew all this time and you ain't say nothing?
Anybody can tell you nothing.
Absolutely, I knew all this time and wasn't gonna say anything. I mean, I'm still here for you, bro. You can cry on my shoulder for a little bit, but that's all we got coming.
First year's on me, but
right. But I ain't got nothing.
First one on me. That's all I can tell you, bro. Get some chicken wings or something. Yeah, we're not doing that. So I was like in the comments. I think that's one of the few times that pretty much all of them was like, no. We were all in unison on that one. Like, no,
we're not doing that. Even if they did, after they figured out the consensus was happening, no one was going to be that eyeball. No one wanted to be
nobody
on that one and be like, oh, I'm doing it. Like, nobody's going to say that.
Because it was like 3 or 4 of them that said the same thing I did. Like, oh, yeah, we go. And I'm like, hey, this is what it means. Oh, no.
Look at you translating and whatnot.
Right.
I got the translation. I was like, hey. This is what this means, y'all.
Stop typing. Don't type.
We don't want them to think.
Go back.
Yeah. All of a sudden, the comment count starts getting smaller and smarter because everybody going back deleting.
Right.
We're not doing no family. We're not doing that. So, All right, here's the next one. Very interesting question. Adult question. Why is it okay for a woman to live at home with her mama, but if a man does, he's classified as less than a man or needs to grow up and man up? Why is it okay for a woman to live at home with her mama, but if a man does, he's classified as less than a man or needs to grow up and man up? Q, throw this one to you first.
I think it's culturally okay because men are expected to be able to provide a home, and living at home with your parents, with your mama, does not on the surface identify that way. It doesn't. You got to do a lot of explaining to be a grown man and explain why you still live at home with your mom and have an expectation of being dating, dating someone. That's something to be addressed. I think women do it because there's the whole caregiver thing. There's not there's more cushion. That's where the double standard comes in. There's more cushion provided to women for these types of situations than there are for men because of the role that men are expected to play in society. The least you should be able to provide is a roof for yourself and your potential family. So I think that's why it happens.
Okay.
I agree with Q. So my whole thing is, if you want to stay at home with your parents and save money and pay off debt or do whatever it is, that's great. You just can't date me. Like, I'm not mad at you. I'm not knocking you. Like, that's fine with me. I accept that, but we're gonna be friends. Like, because Like, if this is going to lead to somewhere serious, you know what I'm saying? You haven't given me the impression. What's up? You like that? Like, you haven't given me the impression that you are self-sufficient. Like, you haven't, like, nothing about this entire situation says I am able to take care of you. I don't know that because it looks like you have always been dependent or codependent or whatever, and never in a situation where you're able to stand alone. It's just not a good look. It doesn't leave much room for confidence, really, as far as a man leading and taking care of me. You know what I mean? Like, that's all that is. It doesn't say that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're a bum or a loser or anything like that. It just doesn't give the impression that you are able to take care of a family or whatever it is, in my opinion.
You don't want to be for that stage. Like, that's not the starting gate. The first impression romantically I want to have of you.
Absolutely.
My question was going to be, so like, at what point do we know, like, do you learn that a person, where the person lives, you know, because
I'm asking immediately because I want to know if you live with your wife. Like, that's who do you live with? Immediately, like, this is not a game. Like, I don't even hesitate on that one. Who do you live with?
Are you married?
That's immediate.
Are you married? Do you live with your wife?
Are you married? Do you live alone? Is anybody under the impression that they are with you, like, and you're not with them? Like, are there any blurred lines?
Fair. So here's the reason why I thought this was not such a horrible thing. First of all, it depends on the age. If you're 45 and you're living with mama and you always been living with mama, that's
different.
And you're not the caretaker. You know, I could foresee a woman going, "Nah, bro, I can't do that." But
it looks real bad.
I think one of the things that we do bad, we do our children a disservice is like the 18, you got to get out.
Yeah.
So if like, if he's at home and he is, you know, listen, hey, I'm at home now because I'm saving money, I'm, you know, and I can legitimately see, like, oh, okay, you got 20, 30 stacks in the bank, you know what I mean? Like, there's a plan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he's serious. Then you get some grace. But if you're 45 years old, 40,
stop it. Yeah.
I couldn't feel comfortable telling my sister, like, yeah, you should date him.
My thing is, I don't want to have to come to your mama house and I got to ask Miss Ann, can I go in the refrigerator to get a water?
Yeah. I'm gonna take it another step further. I'm not bringing no woman to my listen, we grown. The grown show. I'm not trying to have sexual relations in the house. Like, hey,
with your mama.
Just wait till mama.
Boy, no.
I think it kind of gets in the way of grown folk activity.
Kind of. You think?
I can't. Like with my mama, I couldn't even, like, if I wanted to have a glass of wine, I would feel uncomfortable having a glass of wine, knowing my mother is in the other room speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna have to go get
Yeah.
I can't do that. So I think you have to, like, it really just depends on the place that, you know, that he's in, what he's trying to do. And again, 45 is different from 25.
Absolutely, I agree.
You're even if, you know, I know if you're, you know, divorced and you're doing it, whatever. Like, there's some exceptions to this rule.
There are definitely exceptions. Yeah.
I think that we should, like, as a man, you gotta get your own place. So.
And there are exceptions, and honestly, you know, coming from, I don't like lazy women either. So I think that's why I spoke to the cultural space and to what the expectation is usually set up. But I have a somewhat of a timetable, and I have certain questions after a certain age for women too. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't expect just the way I wouldn't expect an 18 to say 23, 24-year-old young man. I don't expect you to be looking for a wife to provide a roof for during that time frame. That's not the age that you were. That's not the type of thing that I think society should be expecting this age range
Yeah.
to date for.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, be at home with your mama, your people, whatever the case. But after that, for both sexes, I think it's time for you to find some space of your own. Find some business of your own. Get you some bills of your own. Get some responsibility of your own. So that when you do come together, both of you have an understanding of what it takes to make a household run. But
Right.
That was going to be my next.
yeah, because I'm like, I have daughters and a son. All of them. Yeah, you better be able to.
45. Sis, you're at 45 and you've been at your mom's house all the time.
There's a problem.
Listen,
I need to see a
let's do
bank.
it.
I need to see a bank statement to make it make sense. Because if it doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
I got
It's gonna have to make sense.
Degrees in school you can have. You need a job. You need to go to work.
Yeah. Because seriously, like I really feel like most men don't have a problem like taking care of their woman.
Mm-hmm.
Most men don't.
Mhm.
However, when you wake up a liability, you wake up a bill, you have nothing to contribute to anything. You are literally another mouth to feed, another bill to pay, and you know, it's just like nobody is signing up for that. Like even if you have the type of man who feels like he doesn't require his woman to contribute in certain type of ways, nobody wants to wake up and get up and go to work and you're on the couch and they come back home and you're still on the couch. Like nobody wants to deal with that, male or female. So I totally agree. You definitely have to have something going for you because nobody is looking for something to just dump money into. And when you're not doing anything with your life, that's what you are. Somebody is literally just dumping money into you. You're a bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What was I about to say? Look, okay, no comments. Hey, Shatoria. Oh shoot, I gotta go get your book. All right, yeah, we got a giveaway too. Shatoria's book came out, and I'm gonna do a giveaway tonight too. So, so y'all make sure y'all stay around for that too. Thank you. Not signing up for extra dependence. You're correct, Tanisha. Tanisha, not signing up for extra dependence. I absolutely agree with that. Definitely not. They're already expensive. Let's see what's next. Oh yeah, Jesus. Ooh, everybody take a deep breath for this one. Ooh, Lord help us on this one.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
Cried to my boyfriend over how much I miss being with my ex. And rather than get mad, he held and assured me he'd be a better lover and friend to me, then went further to take the day off to be with me because he wanted to make sure I was no longer sad. God, I see your hand. Won't he do it?
I love the way that you gave us the shout.
I have to throw the tongue in there just for the.
Shondo, as Mark saying, your Shondo.
I think, first of all, I'm big on not assigning things to God that ain't got nothing to do with God.
Ain't got nothing. Leave God out of it.
This is not the word. Listen, I so y'all, you both have heard me say, I at all times, at least 3 times a day, feel like the Lord looks at me like, really, really, you did that in my name, like that's what we doing, bro.
That's how you felt.
I think that's the look he gave as she typed that out. Like, really, you put that on me? On me? Wow, I ain't in that.
Not this foolishness.
I didn't do that one. I need to understand what kind of drug this person is taking.
That's all. That's what I want to know.
What delusional, demonic.
Yeah.
And I responded on the post. I said that he handled this well until what I say. He handled this well until he said he would be a better friend or whatever. I'm like, But the reality is, he's just as silly as she is.
Yeah.
I can't even get my face together. I'm just like,
You see me?
Go ahead, tell us your thoughts. Thank you.
okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
Thank you. You ain't got no girlfriends.
Not one.
You go ahead. I gotta go grab this book. Y'all keep going.
Okay. Yeah, this is a bit much. This is kind of silly for this one. Not kind of. She is very silly for this. This makes no sense. And I also want to say it was said on the thread, and I completely agree. He did not take off work that next day to make sure you were okay. He was taking off to make sure your tail wasn't running back to holler at your boy. Okay, because if he was slow enough to sit there and reassure you that he was gonna be a-okay and be the one that was gonna do it better, you better damn believe he was gonna make sure you wasn't gonna try it out and see on tomorrow. That's why he stayed at the house the next day. It wasn't to further console you. It was to further keep. Yeah, but no, this was uncalled for. This was way out of line. Way out of line. You need to find your friend, a stranger. You sit at Starbucks long enough, you'll find somebody to tell this to.
Somebody to talk to.
Don't do this. Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
So my thought process behind it is, and then she woke up. Since she made this up. Since you made this whole story up. You are trying to make somebody mad. You on social media capping. You trying to make it seem like you got it better than what you really got it. Because, honey, this was straight up a fairy tale out of the book of nothingness. You tried and you lied.
Yeah.
Ma'am, no, absolutely not. You didn't. First of all, I don't even want to be with a man that I would feel that bold enough to go to and tell him some foolishness like that. Like that in my precious make it feel like, what type of man you got that's just gonna be like, oh baby, it's okay. I don't know any of them. Any of those.
I don't have any of those in my.
When you say I'm gonna be a better
what? She lied and tried. Come on now. She made that up. She completely made that up. And she lying about the man taking. I mean, she just went overboard. And you know how people just can't never stop at what's believable.
Right.
You have to put right. You could have just. I could have forced myself to believe that you actually said this to your man. Had you left it at, I said this to my man.
Yeah.
But no, you had to add some ketchup and mustard and relish, season it up a little. Ma'am, you're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying.
I'm gonna be a better.
You're a liar.
I'm gonna be a better.
Be a better. What? Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna do this.
Yeah, no.
We're not gonna do this.
We're not gonna do that.
Can you see yourself say, "Listen, I'm probably the one of the more nicer men."
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't see nobody saying that to me. Can you see me or somebody like Dre? That wouldn't. Can you see saying that to somebody like James?
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
No.
I don't have to question it.
Never.
I don't have to discuss it there without a shadow of a doubt.
Right.
This is something that I would never.
Never.
No.
I don't talk crazy. I would have to talk crazy at this. Like, what? Have you lost?
And honestly, I think even Dre would. That's honestly kind of the meter that I go back and forth. I wish he was here to kind of tap in and just be like, nah, like just be the forever no. Like I need a classic Dre forever no on this one because I could see him going. You said,
because
like in the calmest way he could possibly do to the queen. Excuse me. We're gonna have this conversation.
Say what?
Foolishness.
No.
And then like from there, it would be an escalation that nobody would be prepared for. Because like,
it's definitely gonna escalate as it should. It's supposed to escalate. It should. It's supposed to.
I would be disappointed if Brud didn't escalate this one.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
You have every right to say what you got to say on this one.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. It's warranted.
And there were people on the post talking about he was emotionally mature, but then nah, which was so funny to me because like they would give him his praise,
he's an idiot.
handling it with good, good faith. Yeah, you didn't go in on that, but then, but nah. Like I was like, yeah,
But
that's
no.
what you feel about it. That's what lets us know this.
Yeah, no.
And then she woke up like we just said,
and then you woke up.
Yeah, this
and then you woke up.
This does not happen.
You tried it.
Right.
You tried it.
Right. Let's go to the comments.
Yep.
He said, I still find this to be something crazy. Absolutely. Ebony said he should have choked her. We're not listen. The scoop so does not let me give it. The scoop does not condone violence. the comments are not. We're not responsible. Don't sue us. Don't say we told nobody to do it. I ain't got no money no way, so do what you gonna do. So no.
We just might go to Facebook jail for a couple of days.
Right, bro. You said I'm acting a whole behind.
Yes, and you should.
I'm with you. Absolutely should.
And you should.
Yeah. And said he took off the choker out.
He needed that time to take care of his business and still be able to coach.
He said, "Go ahead, take a nap." Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He took that day off to make sure she was straight. After
he put his gloves on. Yep. Go ahead, take a nap. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He need an alibi.
Right.
Let's see. Wade says, "I wouldn't have gotten mad. I would have got a new chick." And that's, you know what? That's
also very fair. Yep.
That's true. Yeah.
Yep.
Can't say we would have stayed around much longer after that. You wouldn't have been able to stay. My man had to come to me about the ex. That
not at all. Not most people in their right mind. No.
Not me. Ebony, you know what?
You can't come to me with no mess like that and think I'm gonna still be there the same day. The next day, you got mine.
Ebony said she'll give the people's elbows. Go to the rock. The rock hill? Oh God.
Yeah, we don't go together no more after that.
Let's see. So he go to L7. So she did mention the butt whooping. Yeah, I mean it was you just don't do that. I'm sorry.
No.
It's just not believable, in my opinion. It's really not.
All right, let's go to the next one. You gotta got me going now.
You knew that one was gonna be.
I knew. That's why I said take a deep breath. This one right here. Look, this one right here. They tried to get me triggered on this one. I was like, I won't do it. I won't do it. Miss Ashley said, in my opinion, marrying a black man means either you A, lower your standards or have none at all. B, wait your turn because he's probably someone else's husband currently. Or C, just don't. Yeah. Quita, go ahead. I'm gonna let you take this one first.
This reeks of bitter broad. It just reeks of it. It's like seeping from her pores. Ma'am, listen. You should have wrote this in your journal. Don't take this to social media,
right?
Trying to get people to co-sign with your foolishness. I know too many amazing black men to just be like, oh, well, they all trash or taken. Like, no, I have no problem with specifying that Junebug II that live on 88th Street is trash and don't marry him. Like, I don't have a problem saying that. But I'm not gonna just be like, all dudes. No, it's your dude. The dude that you picked is trash and not worthy of marrying. And I would never speak that over an entire group of black men. I just know way too many dope black men to even say some foolishness like that. Like, that would never come out of my mouth. It's just insulting. And what type of self-hate do you have to have for you to say something like that? Like, what is your view of black people in general for you to even say something like that? Right. To feel like black men are just not worthy of marrying or shouldn't be married? Bananas. It was very disrespectful to me.
Yep.
It was. Very disrespectful. This was stupid to me. These are the things that you keep to yourself. You know what I mean? If you feel them, why? But I really don't care because, again, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you really can't do a whole lot with a person who goes down this path, but keep this kind of stuff to yourself because all it does is
Absolutely.
create the back and forth. It creates the confusion and everyone's saying essentially the same thing, but then it becomes more of an argument because we're so frustrated at what we're discussing here. Like, is it? Well, you know, it's a couple of them that are like, it's always that thing. Like, I like that you
exactly.
out the specificity of it because that's one of the
Yeah.
things that in a way our community is afraid of. We're so willing to, when everyone else wants to point names and call names and blast, it's cool because we've come together as a group to do that thing. But when it's these specific people who have caused the damage and we have the ability to say, no, it's not all of y'all, but these are
him.
this guy right here, these people right here, this the thing is, we're not gonna fool with these folks because of these things. And we have evidence to prove that. We have experience to prove that. And that allows people to decipher with a clear understanding of where we're coming from. But this generalization just leaves so much room for conversation that doesn't need to be had. It's understood that it's not all of everyone until we start saying it's all of everyone. Now you got to come and get all exactly. You got to fight about it. It's not all everyone. Like, so yeah, these are not helpful statements. And sis needs to like, stop it.
I think when I read this, I thought at first like I said, I was like, I'm not about to get triggered over this.
Nope.
Yeah.
You know, because I just know I don't like these kind of, you know. But then I thought, you know, and like I said on the post, I feel like there's this, you know, we've said this several times on the show that there's this agenda to divide us. But I feel like posts like this at this stage are really doing nothing more than pushing us together, because you see the people say, no, we're not doing that to our men. No, we ain't doing that to our women. Like now I'm starting to see all black women ain't, you know, don't have attitudes. Some do, you know, like we're starting to see those. And I feel like we're at a point, like we've turned this corner where it's like, you know what? We're not going to let you keep talking crazy to us.
Right. Exactly.
So this is what this kind of foolishness does. Then keep bringing it, but ultimately, it ain't gonna do nothing but put us back together and get us to a place where and like you said, Q, where we're now becoming comfortable also saying some of that we have some bad apples.
Yeah,
we need to call them as bad apples and stop saying we are bad people.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
Junebug is bad. Like everybody on 88th Street ain't bad. But you know, Junebug, stay away from him because he got some issues.
So he's there. Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's, for me, if that's what these kind of posts do, if that's what this conversation continues to happen, by all means, ma'am, go right ahead. Also, if you don't want to be with a black man,
don't.
Like, that's fine. We're gonna love you anyway. But guess what?
Exactly.
But I'm gonna tell you, like I said about Tay Diggs, but when you come back, just know there's a fee.
Yeah.
You don't get to just walk back like, oh, my bad. No. We make for Trump. You got to pay.
Right.
You got to pay a fee. There's a
you
fine.
Now for a minute, you absolutely have to stand and reintroduce yourself. Like you have to let us know. We got to get reacquainted.
We need to see ID.
Yeah, we're gonna give you a permit first. We're not gonna give you a full card because you lost to us. So we're gonna give you a permit where you can come out before, and you gotta be in the house before 6 because you can't be out
90 days. Figure it out.
You're on probation or something, you know. But
you on probation. You gotta prove yourself.
So what you gotta do?
Can't come back over here with all that.
Yeah, I think you know, if that's what she wants, by all means. But I'm keeping my women and knock yourself out. You know what? Let me tell y'all something. This is a good part to interject. Y'all know I just got in trouble for this recently.
For what?
What?
I recently got in trouble for being, not trouble, but fussed at again, for saying, somebody asking me, would I marry a white woman?
Mhm.
And
You
me
said you love you some black women, right?
I love me.
I saw the post. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I love black
Yeah.
women. I want to marry a black woman.
You like what you like.
And I got people like, why would that's right? I'm like, if that's racist, like call me a racist. It's not racist, but I want.
How is your personal preference racist? You didn't say you hate white women. You just said you prefer not to marry one. That's not the same thing.
I'm just like, well, no, I like black women. Sorry.
Sorry.
But
I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Why it's a preference, but it's a choice. I mean, I'm not suggesting
Yeah.
white women, the Asian women, or anybody else's woman.
Right.
But for this brother, I gotta get
That's your choice.
I get all with all of the anyway. Let me stop.
Folks just like to be mad. Mad.
I get it all the time.
Mhm.
I get it all the time. Y'all keep inboxing me. I don't care.
Hit him with that good show replay link. This is
You know, I hit him with the. Look, I get. You know me. I'm the king of okay. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Mhm. Exactly. Oh, okay.
May the Lord watch.
Hello.
Blessed Is you with that handmaid tale? Blessed be.
For real.
All right, real quick, let's do this too since we got a chance. All right, so I ordered our friend Shatoria Christian wrote a book called Authentic Transparency from it says Forgiveness to Freedom. And so this documents her journey to forgiveness. What she said, forgiveness for forgiving her family and people who harmed her, all the things she went through. So I have a free one to give to somebody. So what I will do is I will pick one person who shares this show. So if you share this on Facebook or on YouTube, I will share it. And then if you share it, I'll pick one person and then mail you a copy of her book. And it comes in this really, first of all, let me say this. Y'all know how we always talking about, you know, our customer service and all that stuff, but it comes in this really nice packaging and got bookmarks and all this other stuff.
Ooh, come on, sis.
Like, Tori, you did
Hey.
her first book too. So got a thank you card, a bookmark, a magnet. I would have never given nobody no magnet. I just want y'all to know that. I don't know what
Why
this
you being petty?
So I wouldn't never get nobody no magnet because I'm a guy. We don't think about no magnets, but I'm like, this is a really nice touch. So, so if you want it, simply hit the share button, and I will pick one person to send. So this is my copy, but I will send you this copy of her book for free. So congratulations. And if you haven't, if y'all want to order the book, you can go to iamshatoria.com. That's iamshatoria, spelled SHATORIA. iamshatoria.com and get a copy of her book. All right. All right. Cool. You're very welcome, by the way. So we support our people here.
Yes, sure do.
Let's see. All right. What's the last one? Oh, yes, this is hilarious.
This foolishness.
Oh, this one is hilarious.
Foolishness.
Oh, this would make my night. I had to say this one for the last hot topic. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So six brown chicks or whatever says dated a woman from church for 3 years, dumped her, and brought another woman to service. Ex met us in the parking lot and shot me with a stun gun. My date ran. The entire church saw, but no one will admit. They told the police I had a seizure. Faith in God is gone.
Listen, I chuckle every time I read that because I can't get myself together. Honey, what?
You, I just imagine him trying to walk up to her, you know, have a conversation. What are you doing here, Joanne? What are you doing? Because you're stupid. I do not trust your judgment. This is not a problem.
Oh my gosh. Child, this was the funniest one. I'm in tears now. I was in tears the first time I read it. I'm in tears now because I just can't get past it.
I said, this is the type of church I need to pastor.
You talking about a ride or die? They going
they ride or die, baby. Stitches get stitches. Ain't nobody saying nothing.
They done created a whole medical condition for homeboy. He had a seizure.
Yeah, all right. Child.
To revive a few Sundays. Child. A few Sundays. Today it was just too much. Just too much.
Child. I just picture this going down in the parking lot like,
oh God,
this is what we doing?
Can you imagine?
Oh Jesus, that is funny to me. That thing cracked me up.
Oh God. Woo, oh my God. I could just listen. I could just see her walking down. First of all, she met him in the park. Like I could see her just standing there talking.
Right, like
talking to somebody outside church, and the other person's probably sitting there smoking a cigarette and see him and be like,
right.
I'll be right back.
I'll be right back.
We'll just walk up and be like,
yeah. Did not come to worship. She was not here to worship.
Did not come to worship.
Not at all.
Somebody had an agenda, honey, and it was not God. Honey.
She said the church folks are gang. Yes, they gang.
How? And then nobody say nothing. I love it.
Let's back up. How did you not see her reach for you? Like, did she reach for him? Did she get, or did she, if she got close enough to you where she didn't have to reach, how did he, I mean, so he getting out the car on his back, like, in my mind, I need to see this because I see someone walking at me with a stun gun, with a taser in their hand. Immediately, I'm thinking, abort mission. It's time to go visit. Baby, get back.
Right.
We going to Zion Temple down the street. We're not gonna be here. You know.
Thank you.
It's a bad time Baptist day. You know, like I just
wouldn't do that. I would not bring an ex to church with me. After because it's clearly a recent breakup, she's still mad. She is still upset to the point that her taser is ready. Like she was probably ready to tase him anyway. But bringing the new girl to church then gave her some ammo.
Yep.
You have to be bold, and the fact that nobody said anything gives me the impression that this is probably a family church. So you really tried it, like you were bold. I don't think I would be bold enough to do that. I don't think I would.
My thing, so look, I understanding church culture. If you're dating somebody in the church for 3 years, can you imagine the amount of, so when y'all gonna get married, baby? And y'all coming every Sunday together? I know y'all getting married soon. I know y'all getting married. So how long has it been? I can see the questions, and then now he show up with another woman.
You let the whole congregation down. We were rooting for you for a minute. That's how everybody feels. Yep.
Like when you dumped her, you dumped the whole church.
Yep, you dumped the whole church. You probably
should have. This word choice was very, very important. Did y'all catch that though? Someone mentioned that on the post after we got through cracking the hell up. That was a very good point that came, and I said, you know what? All words do matter.
He didn't say broke up.
He didn't say we broke up. We decided to go our separate ways. There's a lot of different ways that you could express we are no longer together. and he said I dumped her, which gives the idea of shock. Nobody was prepared for it. You didn't tell nobody this was getting ready to happen. And not only did you do that, now you done showed up with a whole new person. Not only you jumped single, but now you single, but now you
right.
And at church. Like, now you playing with us. Like, what is it they saying right now? You playing in my face? Like, don't be playing in my face. Don't do that. Like, not here. This is not what we do here at the church house. So yeah, a lot of them thought it was messy in the first place that he dumped her.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why they didn't say nothing. It was messy. Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was messy. Like her. Oh, so now we're supposed to like her too? No. I'm surprised somebody didn't step and bring her back. Like, oh no, that was for you too.
Yeah.
But she
I don't like her and I don't like you either.
New boo broke out. She was like, you know what? My church home ain't so bad after all.
She probably was like, I ain't never coming back here.
Yep, get on back to the house.
I bet tithes and offerings was on point that week.
The next 2-3 Sundays, they hoping something else pop off. For the rest of them are just
ready.
I'm not missing a Sunday.
Yep.
Oh God. Oh, she said, listen. She said, wait, hold on. Where did she said all of that fornicate? Where did she go? Oh, and we talking about all 3 years worth of fornicating down.
3 years. Yeah. You know that's what they say. Like, you know they was. You know it. You know he just.
You know the church.
Of course. Like, of course. 3 years. They was definitely doing it.
Yep.
Definitely.
Oh,
you gonna bring somebody up here?
Oh God. Woo.
Bold. That was bold.
Hell, she had her church.
She probably carried everywhere, but I thought that too. Then I wonder if she carries it everywhere, because some people, they do. Some ladies do carry a taser everywhere, but most likely she was planning on getting.
Yeah, she absolutely was.
Yeah, I'm messing him up on site. Then I'm
the fact that it happened and everybody universally agreed that this dude had a seizure. She was waiting. Everybody was planning. Everybody was plotting. Like, I can't wait. Say he walk up in here with somebody. It's gonna go down. Yes. Everybody was waiting.
Actually, like all them Sundays, I went to the altar asking for forgiveness for all this fornicating, and you gonna bring another woman in the church.
Yeah,
in the church that I have been to the altar asking for forgiveness for fornicating. You go.
It's a fight. It's a real fight.
Yep. That's a church in the country.
Alicia has a very good point. She said he obviously had not seen that side of her during the 3 years. Clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly.
But you know what? Most people are calm until provoked. Most people are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a point for everybody. Like to see that, like everybody. That's what I think I had to explain, because that, you know, on the post it was asked about if the roles were reversed. You know what I mean? If a woman had gotten stung, you know, it had been reversed, how would we feel? And I thought to myself, you know, you're right. The conversation might be a little bit different, but the fact remains that this is a boundaries issue. The root of this, aside from the violence part of that, the whole reason why it got to that point is because there was an ignoring of boundaries. And when you ignore boundaries, then a lot of the times you really test somebody's personal limits.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you do not always know what you're gonna get. You don't know what led up to that space. You are not the only one in that life. So when you put yourself in those positions, you should have no expectation of reaction, because you put yourself in a position for whatever to happen. You stepped out of line in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So I think you know, yes, he brought somebody else to the church, but if someone has invested that type of time and then all of a sudden we're no longer going to do our thing, and then now you show up with another person in my face. Yeah. Some of us who are a little more emotional, mature would have been like, yeah, okay, I got you, and moved on and not have been so violent. But for somebody, you know, who's not all wrapped tight,
But that's something that I teach my kids.
Like, not a gun gun.
In real life, for real. That's something that I teach my kids. I teach my kids. You have to be very careful about the foolishness that you put out here. Because you can determine in your head how they should react. But that does not mean that that's how they're going to react. You cannot dictate or determine how somebody responds to your foolishness, especially when you are wrong. You know you are wrong. He had no business. Now, I'm not saying that he's never supposed to move on and he's never supposed to go on with his life, but I feel like the way that she responded means that she had to have felt disrespected, which means this was probably fresh and it was probably new. Because if it was old, she would look like a fool by embarrassing herself by still being mad at him for something that happened so long ago. So the fact that it was fresh, I feel like, and the fact that everybody was on her side and willing to take her side in the situation lets me know that there was probably a bit of spite on his end to kind of rub his new girl in her face. And she responded exactly like somebody who was still in that space where they're still hurt and still dealing with a breakup and still kind of trying to process things like that. And so you tried it and it didn't work out. I hope that he learned a lesson and never does it again.
Her too, honestly. Her too. I hope she don't go around stunning and tasing people in the future. I really do. Because I mean, that was not a good look. No. It wasn't a good look.
Way makes it. Way says that they're not married. He doesn't owe her anything, and actually, I agree that he doesn't owe her anything. I do think that I personally I think the number one, that when you do break up with somebody, that there's a level of like honor that you should have for that season and give it a second. I don't think, like you said, I don't think that he was wrong if this was, months later from moving on. I don't think that's a problem. But I do think, especially given that this is most likely a small church, I think that and understanding that there are differences in in dating for men and women. Like, it's in general, it's a general statement. It's much easier for men to move on, and sometimes women have to process a little bit more. So I think you got to give them a minute to kind of process and do whatever they got to do. The second thing I'm gonna say is, again, I said this before the show, I don't think as a man you should bring another woman to your church until either the ex done got a new man, or you have given ample time, and by ample time, I mean months, like 6 months. 6 months before you start bringing another woman around, because again, there's pressure. The pressure after 3 years, the pressures of y'all supposed to be married by now, and all of that stuff.
Absolutely, and she's probably still embarrassed.
Yeah, give her 6 months, because trust me, they know you don't.
Yeah.
They know you don't. So she walking around again. Now she ain't going to the altar for fornication. She going to the altar crying because she's single. So you gotta give sis a minute.
Why we keep taking everybody? We gotta take everybody that we like to church in the first place, and that's supposed to be your personal space, your intimate place for you and your church family with God. Like, ain't no other place you can take your person.
In church culture, truthfully, in church culture, taking a person to church, I don't know, it's kind of like the thing. It's like taking them to mama to meet your family.
I agree. So I'm not taking nobody to church unless I know you're gonna be around. I agree. That's just
like we're doing that to just.
I'm not taking you to church.
Yeah, but that's typically
I'll invite you. Like, inviting you and then taking you with me is two different things. Like, if I'm inviting you, like, we got service
in my church. I'm ready for them to meet.
Thank you.
There's all these churches.
Thank you. Thank you. If we knew, I tell you I go. But I have no expectation of you showing up, especially for me. Like, for me, I definitely can't, because I show up with a new woman.
It's too much. I don't have to deal with questions. The what happened to so and so, because people are looking like, no, I'm just not doing it. Like, no, you have to be somebody. Like, I have to know you're gonna be around for a while before I take you to my church. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah. I know too many people. Get me in trouble.
I don't like that. That seems very forceful.
I mean, it is, because it's like, okay, you done took me to church. You usually take them to church to take them to meet your family. So it's like, oh, I'm in there now. I'm good. We
yeah.
So
I agree.
All right, that was Hot Topics. Hot Topics, of course.
That was good.
Brought to you, yeah. We're brought to you by So When You Gonna Leave Your Own? Who says So When You Gonna Leave Your Own church? Absolutely not. Again, that's what I said. I'm not bringing no woman to my church until we good and in there. And then if we break I'm not bringing another woman around my church for a minute because I cannot afford a revolving door of women.
Yeah.
In and out.
And it's just not a good look.
It's
just not a good look.
Like, pastor can't keep a woman? What's going on? You know, so, and I already have enough problems for not being married. So to then compound it by not being able to. So I personally, to answer your question, Wade, I try to keep those two parts of my life, give them some space. And then, like I said, when we're good, when we solid, then I introduce that part of my life. So, but that's just me. I'm not leaving, but no, of course I'm not leaving my church. So that ain't happening. All right, before we jump into this real quick, let's of course do this one. So if y'all don't know, I wrote a book, and so buy my new book called Surviving Relationship Storms. It is on pre-order now. You can get it at bit.ly link, bit.ly.bluestorms. It is a book, just what it says, to teach you singles and married people how to go through and how to survive and come out stronger out of storms, because we know that relationship storms are inevitable, but there's a way that you can go through them and become stronger instead of weaker. So we know they say that it's not what happens outside of the boat that causes the boat to sink, but what goes into the boat. So I want to teach you how to not take on too much water, not to take on too much water and sink your ship. So get the book. It's a good book. And I say that because I wrote it and because it's good. So again, Surviving Relationship Storms. All pre-orders get free shipping. Pre-order, of course, you're going to have to pay for your own shipping, which, by the way, is a mint these days. But that's another discussion.
Yeah, it is.
Get the book, Surviving Relationship. It's on you.
Yes, it is. Sorry, look. You see, I went on to the side, getting ready for the next. What's next? All right. So tonight, this post has been floating around, and it has gotten quite a bit of conversation. I've seen it in groups that we don't even talk about relationships in. It has brought in all kinds of questions. So we want to discuss tonight, how important is it what your potential boo does? How much does a person's work or life goals influence your decision to date or marry them? Should we consider work goals more? And if so, how? And in what stages of life? How do we go about this mixing and mingling in the dating world, the choosing? Wynn, go ahead and pop up the meme that we're discussing this evening. So you're talking to a guy, excuse me, y'all, allergies in Oklahoma is acting crazy and I cannot get my throat together. You're talking to a guy and he tells you what he does for work. What's a job, he says, that keeps you from giving him your number? So yeah, we're trying to figure out what is that thing that you are just so cool on? Like, nah, you know what? It's been nice meeting you. You have a good evening. What is your good love and joy occupations? And does it really matter? Should it matter more? That's the type of conversation we're having tonight. So this one's good. I was intrigued and amused by a lot of the answers that
I really was.
Yes. Poe Pastor Panther.
Listen, 85% of the comments were like, pastor, policeman, pastor, policeman, pastor. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. I said, I don't blame him.
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
Yeah.
Absolutely get it.
It's a lot. It's a lot for that lifestyle. There's a lot that comes with it. There's an expectation of your marriage isn't really yours. So you have to be in a different space, I think. You got to more than love that man if he's a pastor. So in a different way, you got to more than love your regular man.
He has to love you. So that's the bigger problem. Why do we keep forcing women because they're married to a pastor to be a certain way?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I tell any woman the truth. If you want to date me, I have one prerequisite. 2, don't grab no microphone out of my hand. Because I saw that recently. I was like, "Ooh, that would have triggered me." And I did. Y'all saw what Avica grabbed that mic out of John Gray's hand. It was like, I almost cussed for him.
I haven't
was
seen
like,
that, but yeah,
but that I always say, don't do. Just only thing don't grab the mic out of my hand, and don't cuss people out over the pulpit. That's the only thing I ask. But like, be you. So, but I get it. So I absolutely get it.
Yeah, Shanae, she did. She really did.
Yes, she did.
Mm-hmm.
She did, and her husband did the right job, about the right thing by covering her too. So,
Yep, and was unapologetic about it. Quita, what are your thoughts on this? How important is it for us to know and be in alignment with, so to speak, what our potential mate does for a living?
So my thought process with this is as long as you can come to an agreement that the situation is okay with the two of you, that's fine. I personally, I do have some occupations that I would definitely shy away from. Police officers, firefighters, active Army vets, and pastors. And I have dated pastors, and it wasn't so much that, well, it was a few things. Number one, there is a very unrealistic expectation of perfection from any woman who is dealing with a pastor. And I have seen disrespect from so many levels because my father was a minister. And so they disrespect your wife and they use Christianity to kind of suppress her from reacting, to say if she does react, then she's not really the woman of God that she says that she is, and things like that. And it also puts her husband in a really bad position because it's like, you have to defend your wife because you have to go home with her every day. But then also you have to have like some type of standard in front of the people that you are standing in front of preaching to every week. And so I feel like, me personally, dating a pastor, I don't take it off the table completely, but I would have to date the type of pastor that would understand that I am not for none. I'm not for none. Like, I'm not about to let your mama, sister so-and-so, sister Betty, deacons, none of that. You're not going to run up on me. You're not going to pop off at the mouth and think I'm not going to say nothing back, because I am. And I don't have a problem with checking you. Firefighters and police officers tend to be abusive. Sorry, not sorry. I mean, they have a track record for physical abuse. And firefighters, a lot of them suffer from PTSD. And it's just really something that I am aware of. It's not that I dislike them or don't want to be with them or anything. It's just that I understand that there is a level of PTSD that I'm probably emotionally and mentally not capable of dealing with. You have to be a different type of person to be able to handle somebody who is within those occupations. Yeah. Now, the danger aspect and the PTSD aspect aside, I don't want the cashier at AutoZone. No shade. There is somebody who does. There is somebody who's okay with that. I don't necessarily have to have a very wealthy man. I'm okay with a blue collar worker. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about status and things like that. I do care about growth. I do care about your ambition. I care about your drive and things like that. And I just can't. I'm 40, so I can't see me being okay with a man flipping burgers at 40 talking about he want to be my husband. The chances of you acquiring a chain at this point are like little to none. You're probably not going to open your own chain. You know what I mean? Like things like that. And it's not to say that it's impossible. It's just that there is I'm not bougie, but there is a certain, I like to live comfortably and I don't want to have to take care of you. You know what I mean? So those things like that I do take into consideration. I'm okay with entrepreneurs. I'm okay with entrepreneurs who are starting out, who are getting their footing and things like I'm okay with that. But the idea of having something that does not have a very promising future turns me off. I don't like it. So I would absolutely not date a guy because of that.
Q, what about you? I have a follow-up question to that, but Q, I'm gonna let you go first.
No, those are good points, because the whole point of the question is, how does what they do play into the goal and, you know, your long-term compatibility? And honestly, you know,
Absolutely.
potential is great, but potential only turns you on so much.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
when a person is assessing long-term, you really have to think about the potential of the good, the bad, the otherwise. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I want to be able to still, even at my maddest, be okay with I want to be able to feel comfortable respecting, holding on to, you know, revering all those wonderful things that you're still supposed to be able to do for your spouse in these types of situations have to be intact. Yep. Despite that. So, you know what I mean? Let's not add that, let that be a reason why I'm saying, and you know what? And you da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like, let's not
right, exactly.
Because I know, you know what I mean? I know me, and I know that if it comes down, like, I know my mouth can be reckless when pushed up against the right and pushed up into the right corner. I can be real, real reckless and don't give no damns about how you feel about what I said, and be like, well, I told you that I needed a minute. Like, you know what I mean? So, and just be kind of like, you know, to that. So, and I know those things those will bother me. So pastor is out, flat out. I love you. I can have lots of pastor friends. But again, for the things that I just said, that would not work for me. Wynn would probably look at me like I was a damn fool if I told him I was ever interested in the fact, like, no. You know, that just doesn't work. I totally agree with you on the professions as far as police officers, firefighters, things like that. The business of protecting others often zaps people so much that it's hard for them to give that part of them to someone specifically. That zaps out faster than most when your job is protecting, providing care, reviving, dealing with trauma, you know, those types of things. Oftentimes you're filling up a cup that never has enough to fill you up. So that me in my relationship, I should be able to be selfish when other people are concerned. And I don't want to feel bad about that. So yeah, I'm gonna be pissed off if I got a doctor husband. He might make a lot of money, but if I never see him, he never has any care like me. Now I feel bad for all the little babies, little children, and the people who need his care and expertise. You know, I'm like, well, but it's our anniversary though. Like, you know what I mean? Just you the only doctor,
right? Exactly.
Because after a while, I'm gonna become that woman, and I'm not built for that. So those things I know, and I'm not signing up for that, because now that makes me question my humanity, and I'm let's not do that. So those types of things I know would create an issue, because I think it affects how we love one another. And I'm not trying to sign up for things that do that. There's too many outside folks.
Know thyself.
Inside love. I don't like it.
I agree with both of you. I think the other part, my follow-up question was, at 18, did both of you think about this at the same depth that you think about it now?
No.
And if not, what did you think? How did you think? Because I remember, and I say that because even at that age, a firefighter, for example, we thought would have been a good thing to be with somebody who's a firefighter, because it's good paying. It's a city job, so you get a good pension. You know, they work 24 hours, all 48. Like, there was a time like that was good. So, what was your thought process at 18? And and how do you? And then the second part of that is, how do we have at some point I want to talk about, how do we have this conversation with our children? So that's why I want to go with this. So
the mentality was definitely different. And the difference is just maturity and knowledge and understanding. It's like, you definitely have a very narrow view of things when you're a teenager. You know, you don't understand it. Like, of course, you know, even as children, you believe that police officers have like great jobs and it's one of the best things you could ever do. And then you become an adult and you realize my husband is walking out the door every day and he may not come home.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? Or
Right.
my husband is walking out the door and he could shoot a kid that was doing something they didn't have no business doing. And now we have to have 24-hour security because they are after us. Like, those are very, very realistic realities that, like, I just would not want to be a part of. And it's, like I said, the thing that changes is it's just knowledge and just having a broader view of life. And that just comes with age and maturity most of the time. You just have a better understanding of things. Not to say like, and sometimes, and some families, like, of course, the view is very different because when you grow up in a military family or a police family or a firefighter family, it's generational and everybody in the family wants to be that. And so you have that support system. And then usually the people who marry them are people who also had parents and families and things like that to be in those same lines of business. So they're okay with it and they respect it and they understand what comes with it. But to expect somebody who has no relation to kind of be willing to kind of dive into that when we have the perspective that we have is very, very different. Very different.
Yeah. Because I could think then, like, I knew I didn't want to teach because as far as I could see at that point, I didn't want to teach because they didn't make any money. So as far as I could see at that age, it was the lifestyle that I want to live. I need to pick a career that affords me that lifestyle. I didn't at that time think about, you know, the potential trauma or PTSD or even the hours, like the amount of hours it would take me to build a business. I didn't think about that at that time. It was just, we just gonna build a business and buy the jet. Like, I didn't even think about the cost of what it took to do what it is that I wanted to do. So I think that's a part of what we have to think about. We can't just think about the career choice, but we have to think what goes into the career choice and the sacrifice that we're making when we say we want to be with, you know, somebody who's uber successful. Like, if you're going to be with somebody uber successful and is making millions of dollars, there's a high probability that if you're a person who needs a lot of quality time, you're going to be frustrated. So how do we, so think about that. If you're the type of person who needs, you know, a whole lot of, you know, I mean, just like you said, to be yourself, then somebody like a pastor, where there's certain things you got to do, might not be a good fit for you. So I think we have to think about those dimensions too, instead of just they make six figures.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. But I think we do still have to think they make six figures. Yeah. Like, you know, because I'm all for pushing kids into certain career fields, but I do think we have to think more than like, okay, you got to do something that's gonna make a whole lot of money. So now you can't be a teacher. You got to be a doctor.
Yeah. I mean, that's just reality. Like, you, if you're saying that you want a career that makes a lot of money, and you're saying that you want to be a social worker or a teacher, I am definitely going to redirect you and let you know neither of those things alone are going to get you the type of money that you're looking for. Now, you can do those things and build a business and have the money that you want. But if you are expecting to make that kind of money as a teacher or any type of social field, no. And we definitely have to let our kids know that. As far as like letting our kids, like, how do we teach our kids that? I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with that because I feel like children usually know really small what they want to do. Like, they don't need adults to kind of interfere with that. They usually kind of have an inkling. Like, you'll have like a 4-year-old tell you they want to be a physicist. Where did they get that from? You know what I mean? So they didn't snatch it out of the air. There's something in them that tells them that that's what they want to be. So I wouldn't necessarily steer them clear of that, but I would have deeper conversations concerning why they want to do it. If you're telling me you want to do this because you want to change the world and you feel like, you're able to do all this amazing stuff, then I'm absolutely going to cheer you on. But if you are going into a field that you feel you just want to do it just because you're going to get a lot of money, and the reality is that field just does not produce that kind of money, I'm definitely going to keep it real and tell you the truth. Like, well, if that's the only reason you're doing it, then that's not what you want to do.
Right. Yeah. My son told me he wanted to be a police officer. I was like,
yeah,
he's too sweet. No.
That's like, son,
that's not for him.
And I did kind of what you said, like, why? Well, I like to help people. Okay, well, let's talk about other things that we can help people. Like, there's a lot of things we can do to help people. But let's talk about that. So,
talk about the reality. Yeah.
So I think, again, I think I appreciate his desire, but it's like, no.
Yeah.
There, the whole kid conversation, because it's funny that, it's kind of great that you led in with the first question as far as how have our thoughts changed from when we were 18 to now. And of course, I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and like Shanae said, had all the time in the world. We got time, we'll figure it out. This is the figure it out stage. You know what I mean? So that's what everyone is doing. We all have room to figure it out. But even then, I think the time frame that it would have taken to figure out that these things aren't for me would have been much similar. You know what I mean? Like, okay, no, that ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? Those things that I listed before, if I would have had to go a ring around a rosy and have one of those, it would not have taken me long, even between my 18 to 25-year-old self, to realize, nah, sis, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here ain't for us.
Yeah.
So that's definitely important. And I think that's really how we explain that to our kids. That's really how we have to have that conversation with our kids. We can't be so afraid to be honest with them and share our own experiences, whether it comes to from choosing their own careers to finding what they date in other people. You know what I mean? Assessing their potential lifetime or time frame season with someone else. You have to tell, hey, when I was 18, this is what I wanted to do. And I was adamant about it. Spend a lot of time and money doing it. Like, look, and show them. You know what I mean? This is what I used to do. This is what it looked like. I still got the textbooks and the notebooks and all the things that I bought to do that thing. And look at me now, because I realized that I like these things. When I got out here in the real world and was doing what I thought that I was doing, that is not at all what I wanted to do. So now I had to change, and this is where I am. So when they see it, a lot of the time, because they watch us, you know what I mean? But a lot of those things that happen before them, they only find those out in the midst of embarrassment, devastation, when we got to tell you, because it's too bad now and I have no choice. You know what I mean? It's affecting us. So now it's all up the creek, and now I got to tell you how mama done messed up. Like those types of things. We don't save them. We show them what the mess looks like instead of just giving them what we want to
I agree.
Going on, like,
I 100% agree.
You're right. Like, just tell them so they not do some of the stuff that we're doing, because it's because they don't know. They don't, and no one is showing them that they've done it, because everybody is too good. We never. I did. Like, sometimes it's okay to be like,
like, I ain't do this, but I did do this. Let me tell you something. Don't do that, son. Don't do that. Let me tell you how this gonna work out. Let me tell you how this gonna play. Don't do that. When you're gonna go ahead, you ain't like it.
It's not as cool as you think it is. Trust.
I wonder, I'm backtracking a little bit. Like at 18, I didn't know, like, in terms from a career standpoint, what I wanted the person I was gonna be with to do. And I don't know if that's different because I'm a man, because I was concerned mostly about what I was going to do. But like the idea of my future wife being whatever never really crossed my mind. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, I want to do something she like and make some money. I didn't, you know what I mean? So I don't know if I knew enough about what I needed to discount or to like say, okay, this group of people who do this, I don't want to
Yeah.
date. Like at that point, to me, it was all just about the person. If I liked you, whatever you were doing, I was going to figure out how to support what you were doing.
Right.
And it wasn't probably, and I don't think I think I still kind of feel like that now, with the exception of, I don't think I can't think of a career that I'm like, I would never date that.
What about a stripper?
it was on the tip of my tongue, Quid. I swear it was.
Former stripper or a current stripper?
A current. Progress on the pole on the third.
That's her job.
Okay, so that would probably be the only thing I couldn't do. And that's just, I want you to strip for me, but I mean, I would date an ex stripper, but again, I'm a little different anyway, so I'm not everybody's pastor, so a former stripper.
No stripper.
If you listen, don't love the Lord so much that you forget what He gave you. Now, amen.
Listen,
the Lord gave you them knees. Don't let them go to waste. Hallelujah. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
That is so funny.
Don't let them go to waste, sis.
Please don't.
What I say, what I tell Q, we could do Kirk Franklin, but we also got to do some WAP.
Yes, we do.
Don't have to.
Kirk and WAP. I need some.
Don't have to.
I need some Mahalia, and I need some.
Yes.
So anyway, so X, yes, but I mean, but again, that just wouldn't fit. But outside of, there are really few. Okay, let me say, besides a stripper that I could think of, that I would be like, I can't. I couldn't date her. So I don't know if that's the difference from men. If the difference isn't from as a man,
I think it is a difference between men and women. I think men typically don't care. Men typically don't care. Women usually care a little more. There are some women who don't care, and I get it, especially if you're a breadwinner. Like if you are the type of woman, realistically, you're a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever it is. The reality is that unless you insist on dating specifically in your circle, that you're probably not going to end up dating a man or marrying a man who makes the kind of money that you make. It's not realistic. And so with that perspective, you do have to understand that, you don't have to date McDonald's guy or, AutoZone, but you do have to kind of have the expectation that if you don't specifically date, now you can specifically date within the arena of your field. Now that's possible. But if you are open to dating people outside of that, you have to understand that the average man is probably not making the kind of money that you make. And to kind of expect something differently would be like unrealistic. It's just unrealistic. So, but most women do care, and a lot of men just don't, because men go into situations typically understanding that they are going to be the provider.
Yeah.
So they don't care. They understand from the very beginning that, I am going to have to take care of this woman and children and things like that. Women don't usually go into situations like, I know I'm about to have to take care of this man. And we usually don't do that.
Yeah, I think so. I'm the security of this relationship, so let me make sure I am straight financially. But if she's not, then, like you said, we're typically not as worried about that.
As long as the profession is not associated with sex work in any way. The whole stripping, if seen you, even some of the models I've seen have been getting a harder time. Because we got to talk about it. OnlyFans, Instagram, folks who have never physically been in the same space as people, but the fact that people have seen you creates a lot of
it creates speculation. It does.
It's a lot of women who, by any other circumstance, would be considered catches, and folks would be beating down the door. But the fact that this is counting coins on OnlyFans is a problem. The fact that she's done some shoots on Instagram and got a little more out than necessary, she's lumped in to a different group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we I think, you know, I just wanted to add that space is the one thing that men might like.
Right.
I don't even know if it's worth even going through all of that. Like, I don't even know if I want to do all that.
Because men just don't want to be known for mere wifing the.
You can say the word.
They don't want to be known for that.
You can say the word. It's all right.
Yeah.
Because I was listening. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. If this pastor thing don't work out, OnlyFans might be seeing the listen.
Hey, OnlyFans got commercials now. They obviously trying to catch on to everybody. I saw
this thing don't listen. It's not paying well. I might, you know, if I always say if you see me
on
OnlyFans
for toes, child, I'm trying to get my feet together. They got people paying thousands of dollars to look at feet. I'm just trying to get my feet together. That's all.
It might be the Pastor Panda OnlyFans page.
We had this conversation. There's been a conversation that we have had about OnlyFans. I got a concept. I got a listen.
Sure.
Yeah. So
for real.
That's good.
Yeah. So you know, there's a space for that conversation to be had. But overall, I think this is just one of those things where we have to really assess our overall life balance, period. Not a work-life balance, just our life balance. One of the commenters mentioned that there's got to be balance because, you know, we mentioned how you exclusively date in this circle trying to attain this thing. That's real. However, a lot of the times we put ourselves in a space thinking this is what we want. Because if you ask most doctors, the very last thing they want to do is marry another doctor because their lifestyles are so similar, they don't really get a chance to see each other. However, they end up marrying other doctors because they're the only ones who could possibly understand this life. It's a lot to put on to someone else to understand and work into their normie way of doing things when I live this rough, no schedule habit actor's life. You know what I mean? So there's a balance that a lot of people are willing to have or not willing to have based on that thing. So I might sacrifice my 6-figure fella because I have a man who's willing to understand that more than going to that gala, I need you to be able to be accommodating to me when I got to go in the middle of, you know, date night or baby girl musical that we've been practicing for and it not be a thing. I need you to have my back when she's like, well, where's mommy? Well, mommy had to go, you know, instead of, mom had to go again. You know what I mean? Like those types of things are what's going to help you have longevity. So we have to think, you know, it's bigger than the salary. It's bigger than what it looks like. It's bigger than that. Like at the end of the day, are y'all going to be okay? It doesn't matter what it looks like to everybody.
Right.
Are you going to find peace within your walls? And that's everything. Like everything.
Yeah. I still, you know, I'll say this. I still have not given up my fully given up the idea. You know, we are one of the few cultures that don't, minority cultures that don't push their kids into a career, a specific career. And I don't know if that's, you know, from an economic standpoint, it seems to work well for them. And I don't know if we should or shouldn't do it, but part of me still wants to say, like, you're gonna be a doctor. There's not a question about it. Like, you're gonna be a doctor. Because, you know, and everybody in our family is doctor. You know what I mean? Like part of me wants to do that just because it elevates over a couple of generations, that would elevate our economic status to a place that it currently is not. And I just see benefit in that. But I also recognize that if you're not happy being a doctor, then what long term,
you don't really want to be a doctor.
We
don't want you to be a doctor, baby. If you don't really want, don't go be a doctor.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
Right? Yeah, I'm not willing to sacrifice the mental, emotional well-being of my child or force them into something just for money. I'm not. Because I do understand, but I also feel very strongly that your gifts do make room for you. And I feel like
absolutely
that if you are extremely passionate about something, and you are actively working in it, there's no way you won't be wealthy. Like, there's no way, like, because it's something that you're passionate about. It's something that you're going to invest in. It's something that you're willing to work for. There is no way that this won't prepare a way for you. And so that's why I'm against kind of forcing things, because at least I know if you're cultivating something that is already inside of you, that you'll be able to generate money and you'll be happy. I'm not quite so interested in you having the money and then going home being miserable and depressed and having to feel like you have to live up to this unrealistic expectation of everybody around you. Like, I'm okay with you being a photographer if being a photographer has you emotionally, financially, and mentally in the headspace where it is providing for you, where you are able to live an abundant life and things like that. Like, if photography is what you want to do that.
Absolutely.
You don't have to be an aerospace technician. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to be a lawyer. But if you're passionate about the gifts that are inside of you, I really feel like you'll make money with that. I just do. That's just how I feel.
Agree. I agree.
I agree.
That's a very good way to put a pin in this here segment, you know, to make room for you. That's so true. we assess it and make room for you. So it is definitely time for us to slide on, because who is not trying to get fussed at on this Tuesday? We've been having such a good time. I don't want to end it that way. It is time for Passion Talk, y'all, with the fire starter. It is time. And tonight we are talking about how to be an irresistible woman, part 2. Okay, we got a 2-parter. Okay, so without further ado, because I'm sure we got some notes to take, some acronyms to take note of, all of those things. We're gonna bring sis on, and let me get I'm ready. I'm ready. So, for y'all that don't know, the fire starter, Miss Cicely Victoria, gets us all together, and she's gonna tell you how to find her, how to reach out to her, get a story on the line, all that good stuff. So, hey, boo, you look gorgeous today. Your turn. Oh, we can't hear her.
Can't hear you.
Hold on.
We can't hear you. You just muted yourself. Come out and come back in. Come out and come back in.
Close it. Yeah. There we go.
I'll do it for her. Okay. I didn't. It wasn't me this time.
And that happens sometimes, y'all. We have a little technical difficulty. Should be back. Push the button, sis.
No, I'm kidding. While she doing that, I could do this part. All right, so for those who don't know, we are still doing our Dear Firestarter segment. So this is a segment where if you ever wanted to do coaching with the Firestarter, you can email her your situation, and she will do a live coaching on air. You don't have to come on, but you'll send her the information, and she will give her response to your situation on air. So to do that, you want to email her at firestarterpassion@gmail.com. You want to send her what is the situation, what have you already done with the situation, and how can the Firestarter help you, and what are your questions. So again, email her at firestarterpassion@gmail.com, firestarterpassion@gmail.com, and she will you will potentially be up for Dear Firestarter. All right. Let's try this again. Now we can't see you. can't see you or hear you right now.
There you are.
See you.
No. What's up? Okay, can you hear me?
We can hear you, but you're not
A
moving.
robot thing happening.
There we go.
Okay.
You're good.
Is this good? Okay, I can't. There you go. Okay, are we good? Woo, Jesus!
Yeah,
All right. Yes.
your signal is you're going in and out.
It's a little choppy.
I'm going. I can't do this. Hold on. No, I will not. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not doing this. We're not doing this. I do not have time. Let me see. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I might have to change devices.
That's fine.
Sorry, Scoop Nation. I love y'all. Give me a moment. One moment. I know. Okay. Let's put this down. How we doing?
Much better.
Much better.
Much better.
Okay, now where you go? You were doing better, and then you just disappeared. She must got that boost internet. That's the Obama. That's the Obama. That's
You ain't
Obama.
gonna rest until you get fussed at. You just wait.
Oh, sir.
Itching for.
That's the Joe Biden internet.
You're so we're not gonna blame Biden. That is definitely Obama.
I'm blaming Biden because he ain't took care of my student loans, so it's on him.
And it ain't looking
I
too good.
neither. We into it. Yeah, we into it. He definitely owed me.
Until he fixed my student
He owed
loans,
me some thousands.
I got nothing for him.
Yeah, and still he addressed that. We ain't got nothing to talk about.
That's what he said.
I don't want to talk about it.
I can't take 50,000. Yes, you can. You just signed something in for $2 trillion.
You absolutely can,
sir.
Yeah, you absolutely can. You got it.
If not, make it, because you ain't giving $2 trillion to everybody else, and then you can't give me my little student loans.
First of all, they gave more outside of the doggone country than they left inside the country. How about that? Make that make sense. How?
She said she was here. I don't know, but that's the problem. Whoever it is, I just need my money. I just need to wake up and go to Equifax and it say 0 next to Sally Mae.
Listen, that's all I want in my life.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I ever wanted in life. Was to see my student loan balance at 0 and my mortgage. My mortgage too.
Listen,
I take my mortgage to say 0 too.
Listen, if they get rid of my student loans, I'm fine with the mortgage.
Right, like I can take care of the other one just fine. Leave this one.
You get rid of the student loan? Listen, my vote is for sale.
I need you to keep this word. Cut the check, sir.
My vote is for sale. Y'all hear that? Student loans. You can't deal with
down. This time my vote is for sale.
You can't deal with 4 more years of Trump. Let him wipe out my student loans and watch it happen. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. True. I don't know why she keeps dropping.
I'm about to watch what happens. Shut up.
I'll be like, you want to play golf this weekend again? All right. Did my student loan balance go?
Okay.
Okay then.
You worked hard this week. Go ahead.
Right. You know they had questions. I know you stood in the gap for us. I appreciate you. Mm-hmm.
Don't let them people talk crazy to you. True. Took care of my student.
Don't let them talk like that.
Y'all leave him alone. He took care of
you.
Shoot.
No, I don't think I'd be able to mess with dude. I don't even think I'd be able to mess with him if
He
he
ain't
paid
finna
my
get
stuff.
no loans nowhere though. That's why, and he knew that, which is yeah. That was never on
He
home.
knew that. He was lying when he said it.
You good?
Hey.
Turn that frown upside down.
Listen.
Somebody send us that screen grab. I'm gonna come back and watch this show just for that, so I can give that little. That was everything.
Q, you already know me, huh? Listen here. Hey Mason, I'm not gonna lose my fire now. I'm not gonna lose it. I'm gonna keep it for y'all. But me and technology, I don't appreciate it. And when I don't appreciate you, I don't got no boost internet. First of all, internet has been down in Chicago. Okay, excuse me, nation. Let me have a moment with Winifred. Internet has been down in Chicago all day. So don't try to treat. I'm coming for you.
I told him, I said, we did this for an hour last night.
Don't make me come for you and keep my business out your mouth. Shakita, this is not how we were supposed to meet. This is not how we were supposed to meet, okay? How you doing? I'm nicer than this. Winifred be taking me there. That's all that I'm saying. I'm a sweet woman. I am. But like you said earlier in the show, everybody got their point, right? Everybody got their point.
The boost comment was your
and so they call me the fire starter for a reason. Now Wynn loves it when in his favor, but he don't like it when the fire comes for his tail. He don't like it. So that's all I'm gonna say. But nation, y'all not here for that. Listen, you get fire started raw and then coloring every way. I'm just glad to be here with you. This is your girl, Cicely Victoria, owner and founder of Passion International. My business tree is to help train and equip people to find their voice of identity so they can stop people pleasing and be empowered to encourage confidence and communication. I'm a certified professional coach. I'm a counselor as well. I'm the queen of empowerment. You got to be empowered to go through all this. Listen, I'm the queen of empowerment and I set people's lives on fire for a living, and that's why they call me the fire starter. Welcome to Passion Talk, finally, where we give you practical tools for everyday living so you can press into your personal power. Please excuse the dust, okay? I'm holding my phone. This will not be a stable video. We're going to be all over the place, but you're going to get some good content, all right? And we're going to be out your way. We are here, as Q said. Q, I got good news. Guess why we're able to do part 2 tonight? Did you know that April was deemed as Black Women's History Month? Did you know? Yeah. So I was like, wait till I tell Q this. She gonna love it. I don't know, and the world don't. I didn't know either. The world is keeping a secret from us, but that's what they say on the calendar. So we gonna take it, okay? So I have the latter half of How to Be an Irresistible Woman for you tonight, so that you can be just that, okay? So you can be just that, and you can always get the attraction that you are desiring, because that's what we're here for, people. We're here to help the people. All right, so here we go. Picking up from the last segment, we're on number 7. I understood that number 6 got cut off on the last segment, but we don't have time for it tonight. So I'm just going to start with number 7, okay? How to be an irresistible woman. Number 7 is be a builder and an encourager. Be a builder and an encourager. Listen, women, men love it when a woman can make them feel good about themselves. Now, Winifred didn't qualify that tonight, but he does love it when I make him feel good about himself, but he wasn't ready tonight. He had to get a spanking, okay? Because he came for me, okay? Don't come for me, okay, unless I send for you. Listen, that's what Kenya told us. So men love it, though, when women can make you feel good about themselves and point out great things in them, sometimes even before he's operating in it, okay? Clearly, in my research, I have found majority of men's primary love language to be words of affirmation. Why is this? Why, ladies? It's not a deep thing. They have an ego, okay? They have an ego, so that's why words of affirmation is typically very important to them. Now, this is harder to do when there is no evident fruit on the tree, right? But at times, and by faith, you have to speak to the potential of that man, and you have to draw it out of him and keep pulling for it until that king comes forth. Why? Because any man worth his keep wants to perform and be the best for his woman. Let me say it again. Any man worth his keep wants to perform and be the best for you. Yes, he does. So yes, sometimes you have to eat humble pie, okay, and call a man a king even when he's not acting like it, right? Women are helpers, and every man is a king by way of his DNA of God and birthright, not predicated on by his behavior, but reinforced by his behavior. Inside of every man is a king, even if he's living like a hoe, like a beggar, like a pauper. It takes a woman, a good woman, to pull the king out of the man that she needs to see and expects to see. Let them know of their greatness, women, and give that man accountability. Let me say that again. Let the king know about his greatness, but in addition to that, give him accountability. Instead of using your mouth to seduce, to manipulate, or to nag, use your mouth to build him up and to edify him. Now, this is not allowing him to get away with being a fool. Don't get me twisted. This is beckoning him to arise to a different standard in life. Know how to compliment a man, listen to me, without being flirtatious, women. This is an art. You can compliment a man without having sex with him with your mouth, okay? All right, that no pun intended, but you get what I'm saying. All right, so you need to know how to compliment a man without being flirtatious. It's a science and an art. Flirting has a manipulative motive about it that's attached. Yes, it does. I don't care how innocent people make it seem. Flirting has motive. Complimenting, on the other hand, is acknowledgement of due honor. Okay, it's a difference. You can compliment him on his tie, on his shoes, on his haircut, on his suit, on his beard. Your beard is looking nice, Win. You see how I just did that? See how I just bounced back? Okay, so you can compliment him on his beard, since all of y'all love those beards, don't you, ladies? Yes, you do. It doesn't take anything away from you, but it adds so much needed value to them, because many men, regardless of how strong or even confident they come across, they do not think the best of themselves or even have the highest esteem, okay? Particularly our Black men. So wives, don't be asleep, okay? Wives, pay attention. Come on now, because I'm single. Wives, don't be asleep letting another woman out compliment your husband, okay? You catch him on the wrong day and you run into a fire starter like me. Now, I'm not going to mess with your husband, okay? But another woman will, all right? So I don't want you to be asleep, okay? Letting another woman out compliment him. All right, you can have that one for free. Women, how to be an irresistible woman is number 8. You need to be fun and you need to be funny, okay? You need to be fun and you need to be funny, all right? Be adventurous, have a life, go out, dance and explore. Be someone that he would love to be around when he's not trying to have sex with you. Just point blank, period. All right? Be someone that he would love to have as a homie lover friend, as they call it, right? Number 9, how to be an irresistible woman. Be down to earth. Be down to earth. You can perfectly be intelligent, listen to me, and relatable at the same time. You can be intelligent and relatable at the same time. Yes, you can. Different strokes for different folks. Given the person you're entreating, just know how to ebb and flow with the energy that is needed for that person. It's about the balance thereof without shutting your intelligence or earthiness down. I don't want you to do either, okay? You don't have to shut your intelligence down to seem more down, right? And you don't have to act like you from the hood to be accepted. There is a balance, okay, in these things, and you need to learn that balance. Number 10, contrary to maybe some popular belief, how to be an irresistible woman is to be no nonsense. Be no nonsense. Yes, the fire starter gives you permission to be no nonsense. Listen, men like a woman who is direct and no nonsense. Yes, a good man likes a woman who is direct and no nonsense, not beating around the bush, not trying to make him figure it out, okay? He likes a woman, and I've heard from many men who knows what she wants and knows how to communicate that. In other words, give it to a man straight, okay? He say he want it straight, give it to him straight. Listen, this saves you a lot of time investing in men who don't know what they want or doesn't know why they want you. Okay, so if you are direct and no nonsense, it will save you from those who don't know what they want and don't know what they want in you. So give it to them straight and be a straight shooter. Number 11, how to be an irresistible woman, is to be principled. Be principled and have standards. Listen, it's not attractive to be a whatever you like type of woman. Okay, it's not attractive to be a whatever you like type of woman. Men will bore of you very quickly. A woman that knows what she wants and not going to allow you to act a fool toward her is sexy. Forget what you heard and act like you know, okay? Now, men are going to tell you this, ladies, but you need to trust. They're not going to tell you this, but you need to trust the fire starter when I tell you men like to be challenged. Please write that down. All caps. Men like to be challenged, to work for a little something. Don't make them work too hard. Make them work for a little something. What does this suggest to you about him? What does this suggest about you to him? Sorry. It suggests to him about you that you're not a get around girl, or you're not a get down little mama. Okay? Get down little mama. Get down little mama. Yeah, that's what that suggests. Okay? You don't want to be a get down little mama. Okay? That you are just not giving it up for anybody, because if you're easy with him, then he's automatically going to presume you're easy with everybody else. And men don't like a lot of leftovers. All right? Even in a natural sense. Now, they'll eat them. Hear me clear. They'll eat them when they're hungry enough, but it's not their preference. Okay? It's not their preference. Get that. All right. Number 12, how to be an irresistible woman. We're almost done. Be spiritual. Be spiritual. Men love a woman who loves God, even if they don't love him or acknowledge him as much. Go figure that. But they can appreciate this about a woman, and it's very attractive to them. It may signify to them that she has a higher level of soundness, centeredness, consciousness, or even confidence about herself that other non-spiritual women may not have. Men love a woman that knows how to pray and will pray for him, lead him maybe into spiritual matters. Seeing as though she is spiritual, will be likely to have greater morals and be wholesome. When you're a very loose woman, many good men won't take you as seriously, because he's smart enough to know that if you're like that with him, then you're going to be the same with other men as well. Be the irresistible woman that he will be proud to take home to meet the parents, as Wynn stated earlier. Last two. Be nurturing and love kids. God has put the essence of a mother and or nurturer in us for a reason. To be irresistible, you want to be nurturing and you want to love kids. Not only is this toward kids, but it's toward him as well. How does that look with the man? Be a woman who is cozy and comfortable to be around. I hear many men say they want their woman to be his peace, right? That's what that looks like. And finally, how to be an irresistible woman, to be a listener and be a receiver. Be a listener and be a receiver. Listen, no matter what he is talking about, if it's important to him, I want you to do your best to make it important to you. Not necessarily to respond, but simply to be a listening ear. Just like we desire our men to listen to us about the matters of our heart, they desire and deserve the same thing. The more you genuinely and actively listen, the more men may desire to tell you. The less you listen, the more he may be prone to keep things from you. Something to consider. In the same respect, show interest in what he shares with you that is important to him, and you can do this by asking him questions about it or asking him to teach you more on the subject. Women, listen to me. Men love when a woman allows them to teach you something, baby down. Just like we love our men to allow us to teach him something, they likely love it even more because it signifies to them that he's useful and brings value to the relationship. Ladies, even if you're the most independent woman, it's important to demonstrate to a man that he is needed and you're counting on him to add to your life. So give them and create opportunity for him to do so if necessary. It's important to not be so obvious when doing this, because much as a man loves to be needed, you remember from the previous teaching, he does not want you to be pitiful and needy. That's a difference, okay? So be sure to make this process curious and innocent, but not forced and fake, okay? These are all of your 14 principles for how to be an irresistible woman. I promise you, if you go back and listen to the first teaching, add this one to the second, and start to implement these tools and strategies, you will be on your way to irresistibility if you're not already, such as Q, Shakita, and Firestarter, and Kelly Kim already are. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Questions, comments, or concerns? I love you all. Because of technical difficulties, I know we got to get out of here. Wynn has already let you know about Dear Firestarter. I want to hear from you. Please come and talk to me. I really want to meet you, girl. I really want to know your name. Come and talk to me. So please email me, firestarterpassion@gmail.com. We're going to put out the flyer for it again, so you'll know how to get involved. Again, you can be anonymous. I think some of y'all just shy and scared out there, or you think you got it all together. And we all know all of the above is, not true. So we love you. And we as the Scoop squad want to provide some assistance to you in the way of coaching for a Dear Firestarter letter. But thank you for having me here this month. What's that, Wynn?
Give them an email address again, please.
Yeah, firestarterpassion@gmail.com. Please put it in the chat. Firestarterpassion@gmail.com. Please holler at your girl. 3 simple questions. What is the issue? 2, what have you done to resolve the issue? And 3, how can Firestarter help you? And I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Okay, listen, I have a track record of saying one thing to my clients that changed their whole perspective around. One thing. All right. So we can talk about many things in the 15-minute, 20-minute time frame that we're allotted. So don't sleep on the Firestarter. Okay. I'm just trying to let you know. All right. Okay. So thank you all. Love you so much. Until next time, I want you to stay in purpose, stay in passion, stay in power, and stay on fire. I look forward to seeing you in May. We're still going to be about the women because it's Mama's Day month. When are we taking the whole year? Can we take the whole year? We deserve it. I love the whole year.
I got to that's the plan. Like every month, we just going to create a new holiday.
Yes. Men, we giving you 2022. 2022 is for the men, okay? But the women got 21, all right? I love y'all so much. Y'all have a wonderful April, and I'll see you in May. Mwah.
Love you.
Bye. Love y'all.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Give these final words. Shaquita, since you're the guest, you get to go first.
Final words.
They need to know where they can find you. That kind of stuff.
So yeah, you can find me on Facebook, my personal page. My name is Shaquita Harris. If you're interested in mentoring for your young lady, I have a page. It's called Legacy Mentoring. My logo is 3 women, gold, yellow, gold, purple, and green. So you should recognize the logo. And I had an awesome time doing this. I enjoyed myself, and add me as a friend if you want. I'm accepting friend requests, and I appreciate the invite for being here. I enjoyed myself.
Appreciate you having me. You?
We enjoyed you. Definitely. Come on.
Thank you.
Definitely come on back.
I'm invited. I'll be back.
This has been a really great show. We brought this thing on together, so I was glad to engage in this conversation. Elegance by Design will be back next week. The break concludes on April 18th, which April 19th. So yep, that is the plan. I've got some things in the works, so you will start to see Elegance by Design back in your feed coming soon. Yeah, have a really, really great week. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
First, let me say thank you. So we had several new people. I want to say thank you to our new people. Y'all make sure you like and subscribe to us on social media. And y'all come back again. Y'all excuse my allergies. That's why I keep wiping my eyes. My allergies.
Me too.
Coughing and wiping.
Most of it coke addict.
Yeah.
Like it's not coke, it's allergies.
Yeah, it's an allergy. So y'all just I did a live yesterday. My eyes were. I'm like, well, I'm not crying. I promise. I'm not crying. My eyes just smiling. Somebody, look, you was crying. I was not crying. It was my allergies.
Right. I'm like, I kept doing this. I'm like, Lord, I hope they don't think I do drugs. It's really allergies.
It's allergies. So yeah, but I definitely want to say, definitely, y'all buy my book. So thank you, Shaquita, for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you to our new people for being here. You all are absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for your comments, both Shaquita and our new Scoop family. Of course, if you are not a part of Scoop Nation, you can find us on Facebook. Again at Scoop Nation. I want y'all to answer the 4 questions, please. It's 4 questions. 4, not 1, not 2.
Answer the 4 questions
4.
you can't get in.
4 questions, because I'm so tired of
4 questions.
It's 4.
Don't ask them, you can't get in.
I don't ask for
questions.
Like,
we want to talk with you.
Yeah, so do that. Anyway, so give say buy the book and let's stop my tears. Listen, y'all buy enough of these books. I definitely won't ever cry again. But
listen, that's all I'm saying. Buy the book.
Buy the book. So yeah, so definitely go and buy the book. Again, it is Surviving Relationship Storms. It's a good book, y'all. It's good. I don't say that because I hate bad books. But anyway, buy the book. I do. I'm sorry, and I'm such a critic. I critique everything. So if I critique everybody else stuff hard, you know how I critique mine. So
right.
Exactly. Good show tonight. Really great conversation. I hope we left you all with something to think about, something to go and talk to your friends and families about after the show. Because again, our goal is to bring this conversation up so that we can learn and grow and get better as a community. So we'll be back next week with another great show. And again, if you have not hit the share button, please do. And I will announce, I guess I'll announce tomorrow who won the book. But y'all you still have time to share the show on your social media. Either share the YouTube link or share the Facebook, and it'll put you in the draw. So we'll be back next week.
Shout out to our YouTube viewers tonight.
Yeah, YouTube, y'all was killing it tonight. So thank y'all.
Shout out to YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank y'all very much. We'll be back again next week for another great show. Same time, same channel. Okay, Satori, I got you. That's I forgot to tell everybody.
It's too late now.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's what I forgot to say. You just can't get through. Can't you see the tears in my eyes? 'Cause I'm no trouble. Baby, I treat you right. This is my 9. This one I was in. This is my 9 first day.
Yeah. The secular days.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all next
night.
Back in the day.